I look a little different, chopped all my hair off, but it's me. This week's blog is called Light It Up, and our scripture comes from Matthew 9, verses 10 through 12. While Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house, many tax collectors and sinners came and ate with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they asked the disciples, "Why is your teacher eating with tax collectors and sinners?" On hearing this, Jesus said, "It's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick." Now, I read that during my devotional time this week, and I was really prompted to kind of examine my ways and my behaviors. And I realized that lately, obviously this world is, each and every passing year, it seems to plummet more and more downhill than the year before, as if you think it's not even possible, and it just keeps getting worse. Compromising morals and standards and values and biblical truths is like normal. That's normal. and we're the oddballs here. Christians, Christ followers, we're different, and that's okay. We're supposed to be different. 1 John 2:15 says, "Do not love the world or anything in it. For anyone who loves the world, love for the Father is not in them." So clearly, we're not to like it. We're not to be a part of it. We're not to follow along. We're not to compromise what we know is the truth for falsehood of this world. And the Bible even says, you're like aliens here. You don't fit in. And it's true. And if you don't feel that way, you probably need to take a look at how you're living, to be quite honest. Now, I have, you name it, and I've done it in the BC days before Christ. I had a terrible mouth. My actions were no better. And now, since Jesus has come into my life and just changed my heart and my soul and my mind and everything about me, thank God, things of this world just cut me deep. I mean, to hear the language and to see the terrible things that this world thinks is okay now, it hurts, it cuts me. And my reaction, I'm noticing, is to, just place a bubble around me. Like, la, 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 I don't want to hear it, I don't want to see it, this is terrible, this is not for me, I'm a Christian, and of course as a mother, I'm thinking, I just want to just cover my son and barricade him in, because I don't want him to see any of that. The thing of it is, Jesus called us to be the light of this world. He says in Matthew 5:14 through 16, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." We're the light. And we can't just pull the covers over our heads and sit and wait till Jesus comes because we don't want any parts of it. We're called to be the biggest part of it. We're called to get those lights out and flash them into all the dark areas. Now, we want the next generation of our Christian brothers and sisters, our kids, to know what they're up against. They need to know how to combat this evil in this world. They need to know what their role is. And we can't just sit back and hide from it or shelter ourselves from it. We have to show them, we have to be the example to show them that we need to get out there and be the light. Now, I'm not saying, we need to go to war and it kind of is a war, spiritual warfare. But we can do that by first, doing what we're supposed to be doing. That means everything in the Bible, every standard of truth, we need to be following that. And we need to be doing that every day, because everyone is looking. And they need to be able to look at us and say, hey, you know what? I want what they have. The stuff that the world is offering, that's not as good as what they have. We need to be that light. And we need for our kids to see that we don't shy away from it, and we don't shun people because they're not doing the things that we are, and they're not thinking the same way that we are. How in the world will they ever change their views and their thoughts and their minds if we're not getting out there and showing them the right way? If we're not being proactive in shining that light into their lives, where else is it going to come from? So I'm challenging myself this week, and I mean, forever. It's a process to instead of running the other way, to get out there and not shy away from saying, hey, you know what? That's not right. This is what's right. I believe this, and I believe this is true for everyone. There's nothing wrong with that. You're gonna have people to disagree with you. You're gonna have people actually want to probably even argue with you on it. Now, we don't need to argue, but we need to do our part, and our part is to get out there and overshadow all that darkness. Now, that's a tough job because there's a whole lot of darkness going on right now, but we have Jesus, and we know that the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. We know that. It says that in John 1:5. So we need to get out there and shine that light. Don't be afraid. Don't be offended. Just get out and change it. Do something about it. I hope you're blessed by that, and I hope to see you next week. And I just want to give a quick reminder to everyone. I know that when it's fresh in the headlines, we say our quick, Lord, please be with that nation. But I just want to remind you to continue to pray for the Japanese, everyone in the country, and just help with the gift of prayer. We don't always have the money or the resources to help with physical needs, but prayer is the best thing you can do, because our God is a provider. He's a healer. He's the God of hope. He's the God of peace, and He can give them everything that they need. So continue praying for those people in Japan. Continue praying that their needs are met physically, but also spiritually, because this is a time that can make or break spirituality among men. So I just pray, and I pray that you'll pray with me, that these people are just renewed by this experience. It's hard to find joy in times like this, but our joy is in Jesus, not in anything around us. So if you're from Japan and you're watching, please know that we are praying for you, and our God is with you. Take care, and God bless everyone. Bye-bye.
Silence with your song, piercing the darkness with your light. This is the life we know. We live for you, living the passion of your heart.